Chatari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 9, chapter 17. But he said we'll do a
Hare,
review
Hare
chapter
of
Krishna.
7.
chapter 7.
Yeah,
Chapter
7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were reading 17, but today we'll just read a summary of chapter 7 in relation to the story of Harishchandra and Shunashepa. So this chapter is entitled The Descendants of King Mandhata. In this chapter, the descendants of King Mandhata are described, and in this connection, the histories of Purukutsa and Harishchandra are also given. The most prominent son of Mandhata was Ambarish. His son was Yovanashva, and Yovanashva's son was Harita. These three personalities were the best in the dynasty of Mandhata. Purukutsa, another son of Mandhata, married the sister of the snakes, Sarpagana, named Narmada. The son of Purukutsa was Trasadasyu, whose son was Anaranya. Anaranya's son was Haryashva. Haryashva's son was Praruna, and Praruna's son was Tribandana. And Tribandana's son was Satyavrat, also known as Trishanku. When Trishanku kidnapped the daughter of a Brahmana, his father cursed him for this sinful act, and Trishanku became a Chandal, worse than a Shudra. Later, by the influence of Vishwamitra, he was brought to the heavenly planets, but by the influence of the demigods, he fell back downward. He was stopped in this fall, however, by the influence of Vishwamitra. The son of Trishanku was Harishchandra. Harishchandra once performed a Rajasuya Yagya, but Vishwamitra cunningly took all of Harishchandra's possessions as a Dakshina contribution and chastised Harishchandra in various ways. Because of this, a quarrel arose between Vishwamitra and Vasishta. So it seems Harishchandra did a Rajasuya Yagya, then as Dakshina, Vishwamitra asked him everything. So, and then Vasishta got upset at Vishwamitra because of this. Harishchandra had no sons, but on the advice of Narad, he worshipped Varuna, and in this way got a son named Rohit. Harishchandra promised that Rohit would be used to perform a Varuna Yagya. So Harishchandra had no sons. He wanted a son, so Narad Muni advised him that you worshipped Varun Dev. So Harishchandra, he did that. He worshipped Varun Dev, he got a son, Rohit, and he said that he's gonna sacrifice Rohit in the Varun Yagya. Varuna reminded Harishchandra repeatedly about this yagya, but the king, because of affection for his son, gave various arguments to avoid sacrificing him. You know, like he said, oh, now he's just a baby, let him grow up, let him grow up, let him grow up. Thus time passed, and gradually the son grew up. To safeguard his life, the boy then took bow and arrows in hand and went to the forest. Meanwhile, at home, Harishchandra suffered from dropsy because of an attack from Varuna. When Rohit received the news that his father was suffering, he wanted to return to the capital, but King Indra prevented him from doing so. Following the instructions of Indra, Rohit lived in the forest for 6 years and then returned home. Rohit purchased Shunashepa, the second son of Ajikarta, and gave him to his father Harishchandra as the sacrificial animal. In this way, the sacrifice was performed. Varuna and the other demigods were pacified, and Harishchandra was freed from disease. In this sacrifice, Vishwamitra was the Hota priest, Jamadagni was the Adhvari, Vashishta was the Brahma, and Ayasya was the Udgata. King Indra, being very satisfied by the sacrifice, gave Harishchandra a golden chariot, and Vishwamitra gave him transcendental knowledge. Thus, Sukadev Goswami describes how Harishchandra achieved perfection. So,
Hare
this
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Yeah, but here it is written like he already did the yagya, right?
sacrifice.
Performed the yagya.
Yeah,
And now we were reading there, it written like Vishwamitra purchase, like buy that boy and make his son, right? And apart from 101 sons, he said
yeah,
his sons like he is also your elder son, right?
yes, that's
Hmm.
right.
So
So, let's see. So thereafter, famous one of the exalted performed grand sacrifice, pleased all demigods. Yeah, Vishwamitra, and then yeah, I'm not sure, because here it's saying that Shunashipa's glories will be presented along with the description of the son of Vishwamitra. The Sukadev Goswami is saying also that Shunashipa's glories will be presented along with the description of the son of Vishwamitra. Here he is saying these are the praise
Because Vishwamitra, right, told his 100 sons or 100.
perform the sacrifice, grand performs sacrificing a man and pleased all demigods. In this way, his dropsy was created by Varuna was cured, and then so the sacrifice is performed, and Shunashipa's glories will be heard later. So I don't know, is it like that? That how they would sacrifice an animal, and then he would be rejuvenated, like a horse.
Shilpaji,
When he was
text
sacrificed, then he would get a new
number
life.
7. The text
Huh?
number 7.
Huh.
The
Text number
text number
7.
7 is telling about the yagya when they both fought with each other. But we want to read about the Shunashef, right? We want to know about Shunashef.
Yeah,
And Vishwamitra adopted Shunashep, right, as his son.
yeah,
And he
yeah,
told his sons, right, the other sons, that you have to accept him as your brother.
that's right.
Mm.
Yeah. So because the question was being raised that he was sacrificed, then how come he's again, Vishwamitra is telling his sons that you accept him as a brother? So what I'm saying is probably that, like how we heard, right? Whenever there was a horse sacrifice or cow sacrifice, it's not that the animal would die, but the animal would get a new body, would be rejuvenated, right? That's what the mantras, the power of the brahmanas would be seen like that they are getting a new body. So probably this is what happened with Shunaship also. That the sacrifice is done, but he's still there. He's probably revived or rejuvenated. Is that okay? Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's clear. Yeah.
Rajika. Yeah. Ratna, Sneha. It's all right?
Because it's written in the one that we are reading in the chapter. It's written, no, that he was saved by the demigods because he prayed. Devta,
He
You
prayed
remember
to
we
the
read that?
demigods for release
Yeah,
and was released
yeah.
by their mercy.
In
Yeah,
the number 31,
yeah,
जब सुना शेफ को
yeah,
यज्ञशाला में लाया गया तो उसने देवताओं से प्रार्थना की कि वह उसे मुक्त कर दें,
yeah,
और वह उनकी
yeah,
कृपा से मुक्त कर दिया गया.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's read on that. Yorato deva yagye
योरातो
Yorato
देव
devaya
devargadishu tapasaha
देवे गादिषु
Devadishu
तापसः
tapasaha
devarata iti khyata
देवरात इति
Devata iti
ख्यातः
kyata
shunashepastu bhargavaha.
शुनः शेफस्तु
Shunashivastu
भार्गवः.
bhargavaha.
Okay. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Although Shunashepa was born in the Bhargav dynasty, he was greatly advanced in spiritual life, and therefore the demigods involved in the sacrifice protected him. Consequently, he was also celebrated as the descendant of Gadhi, named Devara. So he had spiritual knowledge, and that's the reason the demigods saved him. And so now he's also being called as a descendant of Gandhi because Vishwamitra is adopting him as his son, right? And Gandhi is Vishwamitra's father. So Shunashepa is being called Devrat. Ye madhu chandaso jyeshtha
ये
Ye
मधु
madhu chandaso
ज्येष्ठाः
jyeshta
kushalam me nirenata
कुशलं मे निरेन तत्
ashapatan muni kruddho
अशपततान्मुनि क्रुद्धो
mlecha bhavata durjanaha.
मलेच्छा भवत दुर्जनः.
When requested by their father to accept Shunashep as the eldest son, the elder 50 of the Madhu Chandas, the sons of Vishwamitra did not agree. Therefore, Vishwamitra, being angry, cursed them. May all of you bad sons become Malechas, he said, being opposed to the principles of Vedic culture. In Vedic literature, there are names like Malecha and Yavana. The Malechas are understood to be those who do not follow the Vedic principles. In former days, the Malechas were fewer, and Vishwamitra Muni cursed his sons to become Malechas. But in the present age, Kali Yuga, there is no need of cursing, for people are automatically Malechas. This is only the beginning of Kali Yuga, but at the end of Kali Yuga, the entire population will consist of Malechas, because no one will follow the Vedic principles. So this is just the beginning of Kali Yuga. As the age goes on, there will be more and more degradation. So at that time, the incarnation Kalki will appear. Malecha Nivaha Nidhane Kalyasi Karavalam. He will kill all the Malechas indiscriminately with his sword. So at the end of Kali Yuga, when nobody wants to listen, nobody is unable to listen to any Vedic principles, Lord Kalki will appear just to kill everyone. Only a few devotees will be remaining and who will again start back the Satyug. Sahovacha Madhuchanda
सहोवाच
Sahovacha
मधुचन्दः
madhuchanda
Sardam Panchashata Tata
सार्धं
Sardam
पञ्चशता
panchash
ततः
Yanno Bhavan Sanjanite
यन्नो
Yanno
भवान्
man
सन्नासीते
sanjanti
Tasmim Stishtamahe Vayam.
तस्मिन्
tasmin sishta
शिष्टामस्वयम्.
mahe vayam.
When the elder Madhuchandas were cursed, the younger 50, along with Madhuchanda himself, approached their father and agreed to accept his proposal. Dear father, they said, we shall abide by whatever arrangement you like. So the younger brothers are like, okay, we will do whatever you want us to do. We will accept him as our brother. Jeshtam mantra drisham chakrus
Jeshtam
Jeshtam
mantracham
Radrisham Chakrus
tvam anvancho vayam smahe.
Tvam
Tvam
Anvancho
avachchayo vayam
Vayam
smahi.
Smahi
Vishwamitra sutan aha
Vishwamitra
Vishwamitra Sutan
sutanaha.
Aha
viravanto bhavishyatha.
Veeravanto
Veeravanto
bhavishyata.
Bhavishyata
Ye manam me nugrananto
Ye manam me
Ye Manam
ananto.
Me Gunto Nanto
viravantam viravantam akartamam.
Veeravantam
Veeravantam
akartamam.
Akartamam.
Thus the younger brother Madhu Chandas accepted Shunashepa as the eldest brother and told him, we shall follow your orders. Vishwamitra then said to his obedient sons, because you have accepted Shunashepa as your eldest brother, I am very satisfied. By accepting my order, you have made me a father of worthy sons, and therefore I bless all of you to become the fathers of sons also. Of the 100 sons, half disobeyed Vishwamitra by not accepting Shunashepa as the eldest brother, but the other half accepted his order. Therefore, the father blessed the obedient sons to become the fathers of sons. Otherwise, they too would have been cursed to be sonless Malechas. So he's happy with the other 51 sons, and he said, okay, you followed my order. May you also be fathers now. Eshava Kushika Viro
Esha vaha kushika viro.
Devaratastam Anvita
Devaratastam anvita.
Anye Chashtaka Harita
Anye chashtika harita.
Jaya Kratu Mad Adayaha.
Jai kratu mat adayaha.
Vishwamitra said, O Kushika's descendants of Kaushik, this Devarat is my son and is one of you. Please obey his orders. O King Parikshit, Vishwamitra had many other sons, such as Ashtak, Harita, Jay, and Kratuman. Evam Kaushika Gotram tu.
Evam
Eva
kaushika gotram tu.
Putrakutrantu
Vishwamitre Prathak Vidam.
विश्वामित्र है पृथक विधम.
Pravarantaram Apannam.
Avarantaram
प्रवरान्तरमापन्नम्.
Apanna
Taddi Chevam Prakalpitam.
तद्रिच एवं प्रकल्पितम्.
Vishwamitra cursed some of his sons and blessed the others, and he also adopted a son. Thus, there were varieties in the Kaushik dynasty, but among all the sons, Devrat was considered the eldest. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 9th canto, 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled, Lord Paraśurāma destroys the world's ruling class. So we had heard about Lord Paraśurāma, about his killing the Kshatriyas. Then we went to the story of Vishwamitra and his sons. Then, any comments?
So Devarat is Shunashep, right? The other name.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it's Shunashep. So, no other comments, then shall we read this? Chapter 17. the summary. The dynasties of the sons of Pururava. Ayu, the eldest son of Pururava, had 5 sons. This chapter describes the dynasties of 4 of them, beginning with Kshatravridha. Ayu, the son of Pururava, had 5 sons: Nahusha, Kshatravridha, Raji, Rabha, and Anena. The son of Kshatravridha was Suhotra, who had 3 sons named Kashya, Kush, and Gritsmad. The son of Gritsamad was Shunak, and his son was Shaunak. The son of Kashya was Kashi. From Kashi came the sons and grandsons known as Rashtra, Dirghatama, and then Dhanvantari, who was the inaugurator of medical science and was a Shaktiavesh incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. The descendants of Dhanvantari were Ketuman, Bhimrat, Devodas, and Dyuman, who was also known as Pratardan, Shatrujit, Vatsa, Ritadhwaj, and Kuvalyasva. The son of Dyuman was Alarka, who reigned over the kingdom for many, many years. Following in the dynasty of Alarka were Santati, Sunitha, Niketana, Dharmaketu, Satyaketu, Drishtaketu, Sukumar, Vitihotra, Bharga, and Bharga Bhumi. All of them belong to the dynasty of Kashi, the descendant of Shatravrat. The son of Rabha was Rabas, and his son was Gambhir. Gambhir's son was Akriya, and from Akriya came Brahmavit. The son of Anena was Shuddha, and his son was Shuchi. The son of Shuchi was Chitrakrit, whose son was Shantaraj. Raji had 500 sons, all of extraordinary strength. Raji was personally very powerful and was given the kingdom of heaven by Lord Indra. Later, after Raji's death, when the sons of Raji refused to return the kingdom to Indra by Brahaspati's arrangement, they became unintelligent, and Lord Indra conquered them. The grandson of Shatravrat named Kush gave birth to a son named Prati. From Prati came Sanjay, from Sanjay Jay, from Jay Krita, and from Krita Haryabal. The son of Haryabal was Sahadev, the son of Sahadev Hina, the son of Hina Jayasen, the son of Jayasen Sankriti, and the son of Sankriti Jaya. So this is the dynasty coming from Pururava that we will continue to read tomorrow.
And then they had hundreds and thousands of sons those days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Vishwamitra also, he had 101 sons.
101 sons. Yeah. And then someone also we heard 1,000 sons.
Yeah, and recently that Kartavirya Arjun, 10,000 sons.
10,000.
That's how we finished that in the story of Paraśurāma, 10,000 sons. Yeah, very powerful people.
Hare Krishna. So I think, Shilpaji, the names are connected. Like we have read Pururva in the beginning of this chapter, like
Yeah.
how he married the Buddha. So now his dynasty is coming. So like somewhere or the other, the names will, overlap or they will be mentioned in the other. It feels like the important names.
Yeah, Buddha's son is Pururava. Now Pururava's
Buddha's
sons are being said, right?
Yeah, now his dynasty is being described, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Okay, stop here.
Yes, yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada
Jai,
ki jai, Gaur
jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.